for you all. One of our regulars, James, has been working away, going back through all the recordings, and he has created a lovely piece for us that he's going to read out in a moment. It covers, you know, things that we've all learned over 83 shows, unless he's going to pop in a little bit from today, but over 84 shows. Apparently it's 5,000 minutes over 17 weeks. So I'm just going to let James take over from here, and away you go, James, if you need to unmute yourself too.
With grateful thanks to the rock, the monk, the princess, and of course, the host. So what did we do during a global pandemic? How did we cut it through COVID? What did this gathering of wisdom, of knowledge, of experience, of so many talents, of people worth meeting, explore together during this lockdown liberation? Well, let it be said, we did not waste this pandemic, this once-in-a-century opportunity. We gave ourselves permission to do whatever we wanted during COVID and allowed it to virus onto a better track as it challenged our dysfunctional relationship with uncertainty. We faced the problem like we have done for time immemorial. We put the kettle on, brought our cup to this virtual table, and took a breath, a deep, cleansing breath. We looked around and did the most human thing we ever do. We shared our stories. Stories of love and loss, birth and death, joy and sorrow, success and failure that actually turned out to be success delayed rather than success denied, turning the job from hell into wonderful new possibilities. It turns out we picked the right card, even when we think we picked the wrong one. We stayed busy, stayed in touch, stayed grounded, stayed at home, stayed in today. We did the next thing. We kept on keeping on in our own lane and led, followed, or got out of the way. We embraced our limitations, then reached for the stars. We made time to take time. We went back to basics. We did not panic. We listened to the news we needed to be informed and ignored the gossip designed to incite and panic. We held on to the humanity. We lived in the now because all we have for certain is now, and gave ourselves permission not to have to do everything, but to do whatever we want. We learned to control the controllable, not to stress that which we could not control, because the only wrong way to do a day is to think that there is a right way. Nothing is the end of the world. At this time when we could not go out, we zoomed rather than zoomed around the world. All were welcome to the table, and new real friendships have now been made all around the globe, from all walks of life, of all faiths, beliefs, and none, but all seeking how to improve the life of even one fellow human being, just as a parent, partner, teacher, coach, mentor, or friend had helped us. Let us therefore resolve to be someone's compassionate leader, because the day of the dictator is gone, and all lives matter. We witnessed the capital of Ireland move from Dublin to Cork, and yes, even to Limerick, while New York is still our global capital. The green jersey was wrapped around us during this, and indeed all future staycations. We found the power to climb the highest mountains. We ran the wild Atlantic Way, and from Scattery Island to the Serengeti. We took that first stride, even when we could not see that first step. Took that leap of faith, not because we had to, but rather because we got to take that opportunity. We were shown the beauties and wonders of the world, but just as important, we saw those places where there are still life-threatening difficulties, challenges and problems, and where one person can, indeed does, make a difference. You cannot engage a 3-year-old through a phone, but nor can we live in a world where another 3-year-old has to scavenge on a rubbish tip to survive. There is money in poverty and religion, but we cannot ignore something we cannot unsee. That disconnection is the root of all disease. Every child has a gift, and our job is to find it. They will be undocumented no more. The future is that undiscovered country. So what do we want out of life? What sage advice and sense of connection and creative community was shared among us that we can pass on to others? Visualize where you want to be and make a plan to get there, because when you follow your dream, you cannot escape it. Never second guess a light bulb moment. Feel all the feelings, because feelings buried alive never die. Feel the best you can. Do the best you can. Nobody is perfect, but it is enough to be perfectly imperfect. The fact is that we're all ordinary, but it is what we do that makes us extraordinary. And the difference is just that little bit extra. Completely and utterly believe in yourself. Do it, focus, be grateful, and be on purpose. And on those days when it all seems too much, when we must pause to rest and regroup, we should hunker down like a hedgehog, immerse ourselves in nature, or even just borrow someone else's self-belief until we find our own once more. Be kind to yourself. There is no harm to press pause before we press send. Remember, good enough is often good enough. Be authentic, true to yourself, and treat others as you would wish to be treated. Treasure those stolen moments, pocket them. Remember, no is a full sentence, so just say yes. This present will pass, so look to the future. Turn up the music, turn it up, and remember that in order to land on your feet, you have to be up in the air twisting around. Wave goodbye to your inner critic and give yourself permission to let go. The trick will be to open a shutdown economy. But a small key can open big doors. Innovation is exploding because of COVID-19. Creativity is contagious, and so is compassion. COVID can go, but solidarity can stay, and perhaps we can then retain the best part of this slower pace of life. In the words of the great philosopher Winnie the Pooh, life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. This is the start, and we will move forward from right here and right now. No chain will bind us. We shall be too dangerous to insure. We shall serve, not sell. Namaste.